fight, trying to see where the life take me, so I roll the dice. Look up to no one else, but yeah, I was shy. I got real power, Hebrew Israelite.
Ethiopian and slave them, especially those that like to smoke and slave them. Before me, before me. He said, I want to see your damn blood, man. Right, you see that?
Romans 7 and 8.
Romans 7, what is the Romans
7 and 8.
Why are you leaving when you saying that? Why are you leaving the
Come back! Come back!
I wanted to come
Now
back.
you came up here and got cut against
Come back!
Hold on, why are you talking to me?
What's that?
Why are you talking to
I'm talking to everybody.
They're
to the speaker.
You can't talk to everybody, you only talk to one person.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So I came back, right, to ask what I was being.
Did that answer your question?
What's that?
Did that answer your
No,
question?
I didn't.
Why not?
So you were saying that
You're going to go to slavery.
once Jesus comes back, I go into slavery?
You're going to go into slavery.
Okay.
But you don't even earn that because you're still smoking.
Right.
So the Lord's just going to destroy you.
Okay.
So that's what's going to happen.
Okay. Now it's being revealed a little bit better. I love it. And y'all challenge
You
me.
love that?
No, y'all challenge me.
Truth, Lord.
But I know I will be condemned, right? For the love of Christ. And that's okay.
How are you being condemned? You didn't bring up any piece of regarding Christ.
You as a man, right, just told me.
Israelite man.
What's that?
Israelite man.
Okay, yeah.
He told the Ethiopian man.
Wait, what makes you Israelite?
What makes me an Israelite? Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. What makes me an Israelite?
Yeah.
Go to Matthew chapter 5 and verse
I love
13.
this song.
Man.
I love it.
What makes us an Israelite? What makes us an Israelite, man? Let's figure it out. Man. Go to Matthew chapter 5.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 13.
Get out!
Ye are the salt of the earth.
What are the Israelites?
Ye are the salt of the earth.
Read that again.
Ye are the salt of the earth.
The Israelites are the salt of the earth. I don't see anybody trying to copy Ethiopian customs. I don't see anybody saying, oh, I want to be like Ethiopian.
Right.
No, what do people do? They want to sag their pants, right? They want to put on the hat sideways. They want to kind of walk like this, man. They want to kind of read or do our music, man. Right? They want to kind of cook our foods, man. We are the salt of the damn earth, man. That's what makes us the Israelites, you know what?
But if the salt have lost its Savior, wherewith shall it be salt?
We preserve the world. Read this, King. If the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans didn't exist, none of the other nations' empires would even exist, man. The Qing dynasty wouldn't have existed, man. Right? The Genghis Khan wouldn't have existed, man. The Arab Sahara, the sub-Saharan slave trade, and Muslims and Islam we know as it is wouldn't exist without the Israelites, man. Right? The Roman Empire wouldn't exist without the Israelites, man. The Achaemenid Empire wouldn't exist without the Israelites. The Egyptian Empire wouldn't exist without the Israelites, man.
Hey, God bless
Nebuchadnezzar loved Daniel, man.
The gospel is amazing. The
And
gospel.
he can lead again, man. See that?
Wickedly.
Cut him up again, man. Yeah, you on his way to the hospital, man.
We need them
He walking to the hospital. Look at him, man.
Before you stop me and you started talking to me, I want you to explain it to me.
He's gonna explain it.
If they teaching you
Brother,
the religion of the Israelites,
brother,
I
the
want
boss
you
hat.
to talk.
Brother, where the boss at?
You stop me.
Brother, brother, talk to me,
Stop
brother.
me.
Brother, what's
Stop.
Brother, talk to me, brother.
Y'all teaching
He's in
him.
order.
He stopped me, not
All right,
you.
so come up here and
He
talk to
stopped
me.
me. No.
See that? He said no, because he don't want to debate his cause. Because he got to debate on the Lord.
Stop me.
See that?
I'm your
Defend
teacher.
your truth.
If you can't teach my little brother
Oh, we
how to
already
come
agreed, that's
to
why
me,
you're here.
and he stopped me,
All right, so what's your nationality, King?
don't have shit to do with it.
What do you mean?
I'm a black
You
man.
mean
I'm an
God?
Israelite. Is that what you want to call me? Is
That's
that what
the
you
Lord
want to call
calls
me?
you. Do you want to call yourself an Israelite? See that? Brothers call themselves black.
No,
I know this
brother.
jacket is black.
Don't
You
teach
know
my
the
little
elders are
brother the
fools.
wrong.
You're a fellow
Don't
generation.
do
That's
that.
why people are like this, man. You see that? Can't teach a damn thing. Go to Psalm 42:8, man. You see that? You got young wise men, you got old fools in the last days. He calls himself the color of his jacket, and he's probably born in 1958. Come on, brother, learn something new. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. Read this, King.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 42 and verse 8.
What's going on, sisters? You got 2 seconds to learn the words of God.
Sis!
2 minutes, sisters. They cold because they're not covered up. What's going on, sisters? 2 seconds to the words of the Lord. 2 seconds, sisters, talking with your brothers, man. See that? Read this, King. What about our young sisters? How y'all doing, sisters?
2
You
minutes
wanna
for the
learn something
Lord.
about black people?
2 minutes.
You good? You don't care about black people? Then come up here then. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. See, you got the so-called white
Y'all ain't got 2
laughing
minutes.
at you,
2 minutes
man.
for the Lord.
See that? That's
2 minutes for the
embarrassing.
Lord.
What's going on, Ken?
2 minutes.
Well, you're not good.
Right.
See, I thought the Lord was good, man. They don't really believe in God. Nobody believes in God in these last days. Go to 1 Timothy 3:1. Man. You got a lot of demons, man. Got a lot of demons. Chicago got to be the top 3 cities, man. Demon. It's not even 80 degrees out here. It's still cold. See that? Wait till damn July. Man. Read this thing.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 1. This is a truth.
2 Timothy 3:1, man. What's gonna happen in these last days, man? A lot of people just gonna hate Christ. What's going on, King? Come talk to us real quick. You see us up on the sign up here? We got good news. We've been looking for you all day.
Right.
You see us up on the sign up here? According to your father, your nationality. Do you know, what would you call yourself if you filled out a job application? And they ask, black? All right. And why you doing like, do you know if you're black? Or like, what's your nationality?
Black.
Black, right? You believe in God? You believe in the Bible? Have you ever read a verse in the Bible that God talked about black people that said black people? No, it doesn't exist, right? Because we're going to show you something. God talks about our people, but he calls us a different name in the Bible, right? So go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. All right, let's get something. Go to Lamentations chapter 5 and 3.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. Bring it out. But it shall come to pass.
Let the brother come and do his thing and park his bike. Because he got to hear this, man. He got to hear this, man. Black is just a color, brother. And we need you to understand that. These nations want you to call yourself black, but they know they're not calling themselves a color, man. Right. So we got to know who we are according to the Most High. You listening, King? Come up here, King. All right? You know, brothers are watching your bike, man. Ain't nothing gonna happen to your bike. Put it on the stand. We gonna kind of edify you, man. Right? Now hear this verse. Now, this is what Moses said 5,000 years ago. This is how you show that we are God's people. Right? Go to Deuteronomy 7:6. You know?
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
That all these what?
That all these curses.
God cursed his people. Now, is a curse a good or bad thing? It depends. If I say, yeah, I'm gonna curse you and your children for 1,000 generations, that can be a good thing?
In context of curse, yeah, it will make it good. But I can say, I'm cursed to live forever. Some people think that's a promise.
I'm cursed to live forever?
I'm just saying the context.
I thought living forever was a good thing, man.
Right.
I'm trying to live forever. I'm not trying to. You want to die? People want to die?
I wouldn't want to be in pain forever to live and see everybody in my family die and friends die. That's kind of painful.
If you live forever, doesn't that mean other people around you will live forever?
Yeah, no.
Why not? In the kingdom of heaven, it's gonna be like that.
Right.
That's not a curse to live forever if all your people live forever. You don't want to be with your friends and your family forever, seeing children after children. That's not a curse. That's a blessing, man.
Right.
It's a curse to be. Let me show you what's a curse. Go to read that verse 15 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now I'm gonna show you a curse in the Bible. Let's see if it's life or death. Read this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
The Lord said it's a curse to think every single day if you're gonna make it home or not. You don't know if you're gonna make it home. You get pulled over by the so-called white man police officer, his badge, his camera's turned off, and you don't know if you're going home. That's a curse in the Bible that happened to the Israelites, man. If you're living forever, you don't gotta worry about that. You can just walk around, you kind of, you're safe, you know you're living forever. It's not a curse, man. It's only a curse when your life hangs in doubt before you. All right, read on.
And thou shalt fear day and night.
What the Lord say?
And thou shalt fear day and night.
The Lord said you're gonna fear day and night if you're gonna live or not. Read on.
And shall have none assurance of thy life.
So if you don't have assurance of your life, if you don't know you're gonna make it home or not, that's a curse that God put on us. Who goes through these different things? That's the Israelites, man. Right? Who goes through these different things? But that's Satan. That's Satan, man. Right? But who goes through these different things on a daily basis? Can a white man say his life is in doubt before you? Look at him, he's smiling. He's walking, chilling, matching ring. Right? He know exactly where he's going, man. And you know he's gonna get home that night. If a police officer pull him over, he's gonna say, my dad is such and such, such and such. And he's gonna be let go and slap on the wrist. I mean, that's literally what's gonna happen. That's not happening to these people, man. Because guess what? He tried to pull out his license and he thought it was a gun. And he was only 18 years old. See that? Read on.
In the morning thou shalt say, would God we're even?
Right?
And that even thou shalt say, would God it were morning?
Right, go to verse 54.
Verse 54.
Here's another curse. Remember, there's 43 curses on God's people to this day. We're only going to read 3. And I'm going to ask you, what nation of people does it sound like it's happening to every day to this very day? Read on.
Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
The Lord say,
his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
so the Israelite man will have an evil eye towards the other Israelite man that looks just like him for no reason. He kind of looks at him like this. Where you from? Right? They look just the same. They may go to a party, brother standing on the wall like this. I know you've been to them parties, man. The Chinese man not standing on the wall at the party looking for action to go down, man. The East Indian man not doing that, man. They loving each other. They kissing each other on the cheek, man. Doing all types of madness, man. Right? You got the so-called African man. They doing all types of stuff, man. Right? They get together. They get along. They do all of that. But who's the people that have an evil eye towards their own people? See what I'm saying? Read on.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
And what?
And toward the wife of his bosom.
I don't think the East Indians are over there. They not having domestic violence like we have. They not in his woman not over here putting a finger in his face, man. They're in order, man. The Arab man, they not going back and forth with their women like we do. Right? You coming at 3 home in the morning drunk, right? And you just kind of slap your woman, go to sleep, and then you get up the next morning and you cheat, you fornicate, break wedlock with your woman, man. You're not. Who's doing these different things? It's us, you know?
And towards the remnant of his children.
And what?
And towards the remnant of his children.
Now, this Israelite man has an evil eye towards his wife. His brother, what do you think he's going to do with his children when he has them? What do you think he's going to do? You don't know? He already beats his woman. He already hates you as a man, and you look like him. What do you think he's going to do to his children when he has his children? Educated guess. I mean, ask for an educated guess. I mean, you look intelligent brother. I know you get good grades, right? So what's going on? What is he going to do with his children? Did you have your father in your life? You didn't? Read on.
Which he shall leave.
What's the father going to do?
Which he shall leave.
The kid's going to grow up with his dad.
Which he shall leave.
Tyrone's going to know his father.
Which he shall leave.
Why is that in the Bible? And you just said that you didn't have your father in your life. Hold on, it sounds like to me you may be an Israelite according to the Bible.
Right.
It sounds like you made us be God's chosen people, man. These are the curses that happen to God's people. How can every nation of people pick up this Bible and say God is for everybody when he's only talking to one specific group of people? You see what they did with your culture? They took your culture, stripped it from you, and gave it to the rest of the world and gave you a color. And made you bang blocks. And made you hate yourself. And made you try to live up to the standard of these people, man. When God said you're the greatest people to live on the face of the earth, man. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. See that? These are the, and it's not my opinion. These are facts from the words of God that was written thousands of years before 1619, man. Before 1492, right? Before 500 BC. This is from everlasting to everlasting. Read this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
The what?
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
The Lord thy God, your God, have chosen thee. What does it mean to choose something? Do you go to the store and you kind of looking at some clothes and you say, well, I like this one, so you know what, I'm just going to choose this one. Or do you go into the store and say, I'm going to buy everything because every clothing is equal? That makes no sense, does it? You're going to buy that, you're going to say, that shirt is nice. I'm going to grab that shirt and I'm going to wear it tomorrow. I got those shoes with it already. I chose out the shoes. What does it mean when you choose something? That means you like it the most, right? Read on.
To be a special people.
To be a what?
To be a special people. Unto himself. Above all people.
Do you think everybody on the face of the earth are equal? Do you think people are equal because they bleed red? Do you think people are equal because they all go down to the grave? Are people just equal? I mean, think about it. I'm asking you watch basketball? Have you ever seen an East Indian man put it between his legs? You haven't seen that, have you? You watch boxing? Have you ever seen a Chinese man win the world title? He rolled his eyes at that. He's like, that's not even a thing. What the hell is that? Chinese man winning the MMA title. What the hell? See that? That doesn't exist. Because God said you're above all people on the face of the earth, man. Ain't nobody can do anything like that, man. But we gotta come, but why are we at the bottom of society? Go to 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 58.
Bring it out.
Why are we at the, why are God's people living in slums and gutters? Why are God's people subject to this every day? Why did this happen? Right? These aren't God's people. They were cursed. But we never talked about why they were cursed. We just said that they were cursed. Just to show you we the Israelites. We gotta know why they're cursed. Read this, man.
2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 58. But we thy people, what? But we thy people.
Ezra, he said, we thy people. He's crying out to God. Ezra was in slavery during the Achaemenid Empire, man. Ain't nothing new under the sun. We slaved under the American Empire, man. Read on.
Whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thou only begotten, thy fervent lover, and given into their hand.
Did what?
And given into their hand.
These people were given unto their hands. We're literally in the hands of the so-called white man. You can't do anything about it. They said put on a mask and stay in your house or bad things happen, and you ran with it. Right? They said do this, that, and the third, and you ran with it, man. Right? They put a damn police officer and they put a gate up and they said, get in line right now for you to get enter this park that your tax dollars pay for. And guess what? You ran with it, man. Who are we giving it to their hands? You may want to see your homeland. You may want to explore the world, but you got to go through something called customs.
Right.
And you got to have the right documentation, or Jamal, you can go your ass back home, man. That's exactly what they're going to do. You see that? And they're going to say, buddy, I don't know what I can tell you. And they go, that's what they're going to do to you, man. Read on.
Verse 59. If the world now be made for our sake.
Look around you. The whole world was made for you. I mean, when we go outside, we get more beautiful. When they go outside, they start to die a little.
Right.
Read on.
Why do we not possess an inheritance?
What he asked?
Why do we not possess an inheritance?
Lord, if we are people, why don't we possess an inheritance with the world? I thought it was created for us. Read on.
With the world, how long shall this endure? How long shall this endure?
We ask the same question. How long are we going to be enslaved? How long is other nations going to keep ruling the world and we got to keep building up their kingdoms, man? When is it going to be our turn? I mean, that should be a question. When is it going to be our turn to rule the world of righteousness, man? When is it going to be our turn where we can go outside and just live life and live forever with our Lord, man? Where we can call the shots, man? Where we can make up the United Nations, man? When is it going to be our time? I'm tired of seeing my brothers bang blocks all damn day, man. I mean, literally, a brother came up to me. He was in the car. He seen the damn seal of David. He said, "You GD? You BD?" No, I'm not BD, man. I'm Israel, man.
Right.
But that you see the damn disease that's in our minds, man. Where brothers with books in their hands teaching the people, he still think we can't make it, man.
Right.
How long shall this endure? Now let's see what happened. Let's see why. Read on.
That's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 44 and verse 23.
Because with every curse, King, every curse, you can reverse it. You can reverse this curse. This curse has been on us for thousands of years. But look how many people really want to hear how to reverse this curse.
Nobody.
See that? You were chosen. You know what?
Because you have burnt incense, and because ye have sinned against the Lord.
You did what?
Because ye have sinned against the Lord.
We sinned against God. Read on.
And have not obeyed the voice of the Lord, nor walked in his law, nor in his statutes, nor in his testimonies. Therefore, this evil is happened unto you.
This what?
This evil has happened to you.
This evil. This is evil to do this, man. To take your woman's child and to feed it to an alligator, and then to cut off your skin and to make damn clothing out of it, man. To put you in a sex farm and you blindfolded, and then you having damn sexual intercourse with your mother, man. And you don't know it because they're just reproducing you for slavery. That's evil, man. It is still happening unto you to this what?
To this day.
To this what?
To this day.
Jeremiah was written over 2,300 years ago, and why is it saying it's still happening to this day? Because if I turn on the news right now, I'm gonna see a whole bunch of black people, no justice, no peace, and guess what? They fight 2 minutes later, and then 2 weeks later, damn, Jamal dead. And they doing the same thing over and over again, huh? Because our people don't want to get right and listen to the words of the Lord, huh?
Right.
Now let's see, it says we sinned against the Lord. What is sin? Read on.
1 John chapter 3 verse 4. 1 John chapter 3 verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin
You commit a sin. Read on.
transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law.
Sin is the transgression of God's laws. I mean, think of any society, you're gonna have laws. Why do you think God put us on the earth and we just roam free when we just do nothing without any rules or regulations? The Lord gave us rules and regulations as the Israelites to govern the world. But look at the world, it's out of order because the people that's supposed to be in order governing the world, they're not even keeping the laws themselves, man. So they get the so-called white man gets to do whatever he wants with us, man. So that's what sin is. Now, do you know any of the laws of God? Now that's why we up here. Your brothers is up here, man. We got to tell you the laws of God so we can help reverse this curse one brother, one sister at a time, man. Right? Go to the book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 27. Go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 8. Go to the book of Numbers chapter 15 and verse 38. Let's get some laws for the brother so he can help us reverse this curse. And then another brother can look at you as an example and then he's going to do the same thing, man. Right. We build a nation that way. Read this.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
You know what that means, King? When you mar the corner of your head. You ever see Michael Jordan and Tyrese Gibson, right, from Baby Boy? Right, they shave their head, bald, clean, bald like Mr. Clean. You can't do that, right? The Lord had hair on his head. We read Daniel chapter 9 and verse 7. We got to have hair on our head, man. Right? No shaving off your head, clean, bald. That's off. All right, read on. It says, neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard. Go to Leviticus 21 and 5. When you mar the corner of your beard, if you're able to grow a beard, grow one. If you can't, hey, then the Lord will give you one in due time. But you can't shave off what you have on your beard. Because the Lord called us lions. I mean, what's a lion without his mane? He gonna look like a female lion. When you shave up your beard, you get a little bit less testosterone. Now you get a little bit more estrogen. You start swinging your hips a little bit more. Right? You start sitting down and crossing your legs a certain way. Well, yeah, you're a man, man, according to the Lord, man. Have a damn beard on your face and lead the nation as a man. But you see what they're doing now? They want all of our men to be homos. They want all of our women to be men. And our household is out of order. Right? And all these nations laugh at us. Read on, read this.
This is the book of Leviticus.
I mean, the Lord just made it manifest. You see that? Read.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 21 and verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
Don't make baldness on your head. Read on.
Neither shall they shave off the corners of their beard.
Don't shave off your beard. So if you're able to grow a beard, grow one. That's a commandment. Go back to Leviticus 19:28.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you.
You got any tattoos? Good. Don't get it. Right? Don't follow the trends of the society. You know what?
I am the Lord. Verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter.
That's it on that. Read this, King.
Deuteronomy chapter 14 verse 8. And the swine, because it divided a hoof, yet showed not the cut, it is unclean unto you.
So you eat pork? Good. Good. And if you know anybody eat pork and they're Israelites, you gotta say that's not our custom. You gotta stop that. Right? We not black. We're Israelites. You can't do that. That's going off. We have a culture. We have a heritage. We have a God. And we got laws we gotta abide by so we can get out of this kingdom. Right? Read on.
He shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. These he shall eat of all that are in the water.
Like fish. Eat fish. It's okay to eat fish. I mean, but you can't just eat anything that come out the water. The earth is made up of what, 75% water, 80% water. Anything that come out the damn ocean, you think you can eat it? Anything. Leave it up to the so-called white man, he will tell you yes, just to destroy you. But we're going to tell you the truth. No, you can't do that. Read on.
These he shall eat of all that are in the water.
Here's the instructions from God. Read on.
All that have fins and scales shall eat.
So any fish that has fins and scales, if you were to eat fish, right? Red snapper, perch, tilapia, cod, salmon, those things have fins and scales. Read on.
And whatsoever have not fins and scales,
Lord say.
and whatsoever have not fins and scales,
Whatsoever doesn't have fins and scales, what?
ye may not eat.
What?
Ye may not eat.
Right? Shrimp, crab, lobster, oysters. octopus, crawfish, all of these different scallops, those are unclean things that you're not supposed to eat if you're a black Hispanic Native American, according to God. All right, you understand that? So if you were eating those things, you gotta stop eating those things. What's going on, sister? Yeah, 2 seconds to learn the words of the Lord. We talking about black people. Huh? You know the Lord? All right, let's talk about him. It's 2 seconds. Can we talk about him? All praise to the Most High. All right, so we're just teaching this young brother over here the commandments as the Israelites, because we are the Israelites according to the Bible. You ever heard of the Israelites? What do you hear about the Israelites? Of course you did. You know why? Because when black people teach the truth to their brothers and sisters, this so-called white man always finds a way to demonize them. You know, like the Black Panther Party. During that time, people hated the Black Panther Party, and now they love them, right? Because now they know the truth. But we're teaching the same thing that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we're God's people according to the scriptures, according to the Bible. And there's certain things that come with that. Now the brother has learned he was an Israelite, and certain laws he has to keep. Go to Matthew 19:16, go to John 4:22. Because it's a big deal. If you're a black, Hispanic, and Native American, you're an Israelite, that's a big deal. Because it's a salvational issue too. Right? Read this. Go to Matthew 15:24. Read this, John 4:22.
John chapter 4 verse 22. He worship ye know not what. We know what we worship. For salvation is of the Jews.
You want to learn how to be saved, sisters? You saved from what? I thought the Lord's going to come back to destroy America.
Right.
How you saved? Saved from what? Why do people always say that, man? You still got to pay taxes.
Right.
You saved. I know she got to go to work tomorrow morning. I know for a fact she go to work Monday talking about I'm saved. Saved from what? Go to Matthew chapter 24:13. Who saved from what, man? You there?
Matthew chapter 24 verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end,
You endure unto the end. Right, you know?
the same shall be saved.
Lord say,
The same shall be saved.
as I look up, I see heaven, I see earth. How are we saved? We still here. The Lord didn't come back with his angels. The Lord didn't split up the wheat and the tares. The harvest didn't come. World War III didn't kick off. Famine didn't hit. Right? But our black Hispanics and Native Americans, they're not persecuted at the highest level during Jacob's trouble. How are we saved, man? See that? And you see what Christianity, you see what our people do. You see what that does to our people, bro? And you see why we're still in the same predicament? Because our people just want to do what they want to do, man. They just can't listen, man. And the so-called white man just looks and laughs at us, man. Go to Jeremiah 7:25. It has been since the days of old, man. They laughed at Jeremiah. They laughed at Ezekiel. They laughed at Paul, right? They said, who else, man? They said all of our men were crazy as hell, man. Stephen, they stoned Stephen. See that? Read what you got.
This is 24.
Jeremiah 7:25.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 25.
Take it out.
Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have sent unto you all my servants.
What the Lord say?
I have sent unto you all my servants.
The Lord sent us up here. He sent his servants, man, since the days of Egypt. The Lord keeps sending out his men to preach his word. So see if his people gonna get right. The Lord not getting off his throne. He gonna send his workers. Right, we doing?
The prophets.
So what?
The prophets. Daily rising up early and sending them. Yet they hearken not unto me.
What the Lord say?
Yet they hearken not unto me.
These people didn't hearken unto God or his servants, man. We doing?
Nor incline their ear. But harden their neck.
They what?
But harden their neck.
They hardened their hard ass neck, man. And turned around and said, I'm saved. I want to do what I want to do. We doing?
They did worse than their fathers.
They did what?
They did worse than their fathers.
They did worse than their forefathers. We doing?
Therefore, thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken unto thee.
We should speak all these words unto our people, and they're not gonna listen to us, man. You see that? But brother, you stop to listen. We're gonna get some more laws, man. Right? Go to which one? Go to Numbers 50. Oh yeah, present.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 20, and verse number 7. Oh Lord, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Thou art stronger than I, and hast prevailed. I am in derision daily.
What?
I am in derision daily.
Because when Jeremiah was speaking the words of the Lord, you know how our people get down. All right? What's going on, King?
Step up so we don't block the shadow.
What's going on, brother? So we were just teaching a brother the nationality. We are teaching a brother the nationality according to the Bible. If you're a black, Hispanic, and Native American, you have a certain nationality according to God. Y'all believe in God? So if I was to ask you your nationality, what would y'all say? What about you? African American? What's your nationality, King?
Israelite.
What's your nationality, Don? What's your nationality?
Israelite.
What's your nationality?
Israelite.
What's your nationality?
Israelite.
What about you, King?
Israelite.
What about you, Steve?
Israelite.
What about you, Yashua? What about you, brother? Israelite. See that? All praises. Now, like I said, we're teaching our people the scriptures and how we are the true Israelites, according to the scriptures. What about you? What's your nationality? Hispanic. If y'all see yourselves on the sign, y'all are God's people, huh? And there's certain things you gotta do. I mean, each and every one of y'all in the scriptures, right? What's your nationality?
Mexican, Puerto Rican, and black.
What's your father?
Black.
Black. What about you? Right? It's okay. Right? Servitude. Right? What about you? You said your father Mexican? Go to 1 Chronicles 7 and verse 1. Right? Right? Go to Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 30. All right, y'all Israelites, take a flight. Take a flight for the brother. Take a flight for the brother.
We gotta go.
Y'all can't. You just walk this way. Come back this way.
We gotta run. Shut up.
The bus not over there. But like,
That, see that? And that's what happens when you hang with the so-called white woman. You just get spirits. You just get spirits upon you, huh? They wanted to listen. Right? He's gonna go to Numbers 15:38. We gotta get this brother the precepts. Good job.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38.
so brother, if these things happen to God's people, the Israelites,
If these things happen to God's people, the Israelites, what would that make us, according to God? By default, it means 2 plus 2. If these things happen to black people and happen to Israelites, according to God, are we black people? Who are we? Who are we, brother? You don't know? I mean, we just read it. If these things happen to black people, Native Americans, Hispanics, where did God call these people, man? When he was speaking to Moses, the Jews, what do you call them? You reading it. I got you, King. Go to Deuteronomy 29 and 1. Go to Psalm chapter 39 and verse 3. Brother, you gotta speak, brother. You gotta utter, man. I'll read what you got, King.
Deuteronomy.
No, hold that. Go to Psalm 39 and 3.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 39 and verse 3. My heart was hot within me while I was musing. Verse 1. Slackly. I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle, while the wicked is before me. I was dumb with silence.
David say,
I was dumb with silence.
you don't want to be dumb with the silence. You want to answer certain questions just for your edification. I mean, you learn by the tongue and by the speech. I mean, read this, King. Sorry, 4 and 22.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 23. And refrain not to speak.
what the Lord say?
And refrain not to speak.
The Lord's give you a commandment, refrain not to speak, meaning speak that up. Read on.
When there is occasion.
When there is what?
When there is occasion to do good. To do good.
Brother, this is an occasion to do good, so I mean, I would charge you that you got to answer these questions, man. If it's hard, just let me know. But at the same time, if these things happen to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, what would that make us according to God? If God is speaking to the Israelites.
Y'all got 2 minutes for the Lord?
What would be your nationality, King? Your true nationality. I'm sorry? Israelites, King. Come! You are an Israelite. You are an Israelite. From which tribe, King? What's your tribe, man? Rep your tribe. What tribe you from, man? Haitian? Levi? Priest in the building, man. See that? Brother, don't you know the priest bore the Ark of the Covenant of God, man? Don't you know these things, man? Go to Deuteronomy chapter 31 and verse 9. Go to the book of Numbers chapter 1 and verse 40. Go to 1 Chronicles chapter 15 verse 14. Moses came from the tribe of Levi, man. That's not a light thing, man. Go to Exodus chapter 2 and verse 1, man. We gotta know these things, man. Read what you got, man. Read verse. Actually, hold that. Read this.
Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 9. And Moses wrote this law and deliver it unto the priests of the sons of Levi.
Did what?
And deliver it unto the priests of the sons of Levi.
You come from a priesthood, king. Levi, priesthood. You listening? Read on.
Which bear the ark of the covenant.
Did what?
Which bear the ark of the covenant.
Your people bore the ark of the covenant of God, man. That's not a light thing. Read on.
Of the Lord.
The who?
Of the Lord.
The Lord that made heaven and earth. Your bloodline goes back to the people that service God. That's I'll be jumping up and down. You telling me I'm not just a black guy? I'm just some Haitian. My people did what? I would be mad as hell that you know that, man. Read on.
And unto all the elders of Israel.
Right, and that's on all the elders of Israel, man. 2 minutes, brothers. Learn something new about your family. Read what you got. Drop that. Let's go. Read what you got.
First Chronicles, chapter 15.
What verse? 15 and verse 14.
15 and verse 14. So the priests,
So the who?
so the priests,
So the who?
so the priests, and the Levites,
And the who?
and the Levites sanctified themselves.
Did what?
Sanctified themselves to bring up the ark of the Lord.
To do what?
To bring up the ark of the Lord. God of Israel.
God who?
God of Israel.
Your people, man, the Levites, man, right? They bore the ark of God. They did the service of God, man. They made atonement for sins on the rest of the nation's behalf, man. Right? Nobody can just go into the holiest of holiest. When we had a temple, nobody can just enter into the temple. They will be put to death. Only a certain bloodline can do that, man. Right? Read this, king.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 25. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that the two sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi.
Simeon who?
Simeon and Levi.
So this is a story. Remember, Jacob had 12 sons. He had a daughter named Dinah, the only daughter, right? The only daughter named Dinah. But she was defiled, meaning she was raped by an African. Now, Jacob told his sons what happened. Simeon, who's the Dominican, so-called Dominican man, and the Levites, they didn't like that at all. They didn't like that at all. I mean, what would happen if somebody raped your sister? You'd be mad, right? Let's see what our forefathers did. Read on.
Dinah's brethren took each man his sword.
What the Levites do?
Took each man his sword.
They said, you know what? Let me go get my sword. Hold on, let me go put my sword on real quick, man. The Levites don't play, the Haitians don't play. Y'all had the most slave rebellions, man. And won, man. I mean, what was his name? Louis Tesoric or something like that, man? Led the biggest slave rebellion, man. Your people, that was in the book of Genesis, man. Read on.
And came upon the city boldly.
And did what?
And came upon the city boldly.
Imagine 2 men coming to a whole city boldly, because they know what they about to do, man. You come from a line of mighty men of valor, man. They came to the city boldly with their swords, by themselves, because they didn't give a damn. Read on.
And slew all the males.
And did what?
And slew all the
The
males.
Levites lost.
And slew all the
They
males.
killed every single man in there, man, until they was done getting within their swords drunk with blood, man. Read on.
Verse 26. And they slew Hamor and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword.
With the what?
With the edge of the
So
sword.
the Levites are in the Bible, man, and they slew all the Africans with the edge of the sword for their sister, man, because they didn't play about their family, man. That's how we get down as a nation, man. This is your God, man. This is what they stripped from you. They gave you this. Does he look like he's stripping anybody with the edge of the sword? Does he look like he's gonna kill anybody? He looks like he's gonna shake your hand and buy you a McChicken.
Right.
That's what he's about to do, man. On the Sabbath day. Right? And rub your head to tell you go to sleep. It's okay. That's what this guy's doing, man. But the real Lord, he's gonna explain by the edge of the damn sword, man. Just like our mighty forefathers, man. Because what they did to us must come to them, man. Right? Go to Revelation 13:9. You don't gotta understand this, okay? What happened to your people, man? Right? Read this.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
So, were the Levites in slavery under the French? I mean, were the Haitians enslaved under the French? That happened, right? So the Lord said, if you lead a nation of people into slavery, you have to go into slavery. How do you feel about in the kingdom of heaven, living forever, having slaves forever? Servitude, bondage, right? How do you feel about that? At your beckoning calling, right? Don't go, can you please go, you're not saying please, go get me that real quick.
Right.
And come back, and I'm gonna time you 20 seconds. If not, there's gonna be consequences. And they get up and they just run, they go get it. Because you a king, and they know what they did to your people, man.
Right.
The Lord said you gotta be okay with having slaves and servants, man. As a king, read on.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Right? The Lord said, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. I mean, if it was in the 1800s, I think that people would love to hear that, man.
Right.
I think that person that had that slave rebellion against the French would have loved to heard that verse, man.
Right.
Right? He said, I get to kill them with the sword. I get to pick up my sword and kill them from my babies being fed to alligators, man. Oh, yeah? And they'll grab up their little children, and guess what's going to happen? Read on.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
The Lord said you got to be patiently waiting for this, man. Now go to Matthew 19 and verse 16. This is the God of the Bible. I'm introducing you to the God of the Bible, man. And get this guy, if you learn him, get him out your head, man. Because he's not doing anything when he comes back, man. This is what the world of Christianity, this is what he has in his head, that Jesus loves all and accepts. This is the God of the Bible. Read Numbers 31 and 17.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 31 and verse 17. Now therefore, kill every male among the little ones.
What the Lord say?
Kill every male among the little
What did he
ones.
tell us to do?
Kill every male among the little
The
ones.
Lord said they took your boys and they killed every man. They gave them smallpox blankets. They killed 400 million natives and Hispanics. Kill every male among the little ones, man. Read on.
And kill every woman.
Kill what?
And kill every woman.
And they put damn things, the doctors put things in your woman's uterus just to see how much pain tolerance she can, and she bled to death, man. Then they opened up her stomach, took the baby out, and sewed it up with a cap, man. Did they do that? Did the Lord say, kill every man his woman, man? Read on.
There hath no man by lying with him.
So this is the God of the Bible. He don't play around, man. Your God don't play around, and I suggest you better keep his laws, or these things will happen, continue to happen to our people, man. Right? I mean, what do you think the Lord gonna do when he come back? The people that spit in Jesus Christ's face when he was crucified. What do you think he's gonna do to them when he comes back with thousands and thousands of heaven? Blood, man. Murder. Hey, the Lord coming back with an army. All right, what do you think is gonna happen, man? What do you think he's gonna do for these people that's been patiently waiting, clocking in at 5 a.m., clocking out at 5 p.m., doing it the next day for 7 days straight just to keep the lights on? What do you think he's gonna do for them? There's a righteous reward if you patiently wait and keep his commandments, man. Go to Revelation 22 and 12, man. That's what the Lord said, man. There's a reward coming to these people, man, for their hard work and patience and tribulation. Go to Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 10, man. Read this.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 12. And behold, I come quickly.
What the Lord say?
And behold, I come quickly. And my reward is with thee.
What the Lord say?
And my reward is with thee. To give every man according as his work shall be.
And the Lord's coming back with a reward, man, for his people, man. And King, we want you to be part of that reward. All right? We don't want you to be with the rest of the world and be destroyed when the Lord comes back. We want you to reign in the kingdom of heaven, like you said earlier, live forever, and you will never have to see none of your people die, man. I mean, go to Matthew 16 and what you holding? Go to Matthew 16 and 28, man. Just real quick. Because the Lord said, if you live, there's some people right now that's going to live forever, man. And the Lord's not one to lie. That's in Numbers, the 21st chapter. Right, read this.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 16 and verse 28. Verily I say unto
The
you,
Lord said, verily, meaning of a truth, I say this unto you. Read on.
there be some standing here.
What the Lord say?
There be some standing here.
There's some standing. Look around you. There's some standing here right now. We don't know, but the Lord, we don't know.
Which shall not taste of death.
What the Lord say?
Which shall not taste of death.
There's certain people on the earth right now as you live that would never experience death. They don't know who they are until the Lord comes back. But all they do know is that they're keeping the commandments and having faith in so-called Jesus Christ, whose real name is Yahweh Shah, man. And they're patiently waiting for him to come back. And the Lord's going to give them that reward, man. And they will never taste of death, man. That's what the brothers want, though. Brothers, why do you think we out here in the cold, King? You think we just doing this for free? Brothers want to get a damn reward, man. Brothers want the kingdom, man. Brothers want servants. I want to then restitute the blood of my forefathers with them in chains, man. Right? I want to see them build up my kingdom as my forefathers built up that big ass diamond over there, man. They built up all these buildings, man. Think about every window that's down this whole block. It was built up by 2 hands, 10 fingers, 10 toes, with the whip on their back. I want them to build up Christ's kingdom, man. Right? Read on.
Till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom.
Till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Read what you got.
This is a book, Hebrews chapter 6, verse 10. For God is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love.
The Lord is not unrighteous to forget your works or labor of love. So if you keep these commandments, and gather with your brothers, look into the information that we give you, the Lord's not going to figure all of that, because this right now is recorded before the angels. Go to Deuteronomy 30 and 19. And think about it. Every point that we're bringing out is being brought out with a Bible verse, because it's not about my words. It's not about what we think. It's about facts and figures and whatever the Lord said. That's the truth. We're not your Christian pastors. We're not going to tell you what you want to hear just to get some money out of you. Right? We don't care about all of that, man. We care about your soul and your salvation. That's why brothers came out here, cold as hell, yelling in the mic just to find you today. Just so you can understand where you come from as a king, man. Because this is very important that these other nations not going to teach you in school, college, your workforce, your job. And your friends not going to teach you this. Your friends going to teach you how to roll a blunt and chase Keisha and try to go to the July 4th party and be a nigga all day. We're here to teach you how to be a king so we can build a nation, because we care about our people. Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you that I have set before you life and death.
What the Lord say?
Life and death.
The Lord said, I set before you life and death. Right now, we're giving you back your life. We're giving you back the thing that made us. We're giving you back the culture. We're giving you back the heritage, the language, what we used to do, our customs, our dress code, what we used to eat. We're giving you back your life, huh? But there's also death, because America's going to teach you how to kill yourself. America's going to teach you how to kill yourself in this society, slowly but surely. You walk away, you chose death, huh? But what the Lord said to choose, read on.
Blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life. Therefore, choose life.
Read it again.
Therefore, choose life.
The Lord said, choose your culture over the ways of America, and that's a commandment. Read on.
That both thou and thy seed may live.
Do you envision yourself having sons and daughters one day? Don't you want them to live? I think you should choose life, so your seed may live forever. Because remember, the Lord said He's recording this day right now, right? So there's never I didn't know in that day. Go to Proverbs 72.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7, verse 2. Keep my commandments and live.
What the Lord say?
Keep my commandments and live.
Read it again.
Keep my commandments and live.
No matter where you go in this Bible, the Lord is telling His people a direct commandment to keep it and live, man. Right? Go to Malachi 4 and 1. Because I don't know if you know, if you look around America, if you turn on CNN just one time throughout the week, this country's crashing before your eyes. Every nation is abandoning the U.S. dollar, so your money that you're working for ain't gonna be worth a tittle to spend anyway, man. Right? And then the oil spills are happening all over the country, so your grocery stores are missing food and water. Look at your tap water, man. Well, they say don't drink your damn tap water in Baltimore right now, man. It's going bad right now, man. You go to the store, a carton of eggs costs $20. Your chicken going up. This country's crashing before your eyes because the Israelites are waking up to who they are. Remember, this place was only set up this as punishment. But once we reverse this curse, the Lord's going to break down our punishment or break down the kingdom that was kept to keep us in servitude. Huh? Right? Go to Daniel 2:44. The Lord waiting on you, King. Right? To come back to the Levites. Read this, King.
Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day coming.
The day's coming that what?
That shall burn as a oven.
That shall what?
That shall burn as an oven.
Why the Christian pastors not teaching that the world gonna burn as an oven? They just want your money, man. They don't give a damn about your salvation. But we out here in the damn cold. We don't want your money, man. Just to tell you how to repent or die. Right? See that?
and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly,
All that do wickedly or break God's commandments shall be what?
shall be stubble,
Shall be what?
shall be stubble.
Everybody used to grill. Everybody went home, it was 60 degrees, they put on the grill. Once you take that food off, all you see is charcoal or stubble. Huh? And the Lord said there's going to be people on the earth that's just going to be stubble. Huh? Just to keep it plain. Read on.
And the day that cometh,
And the day that what?
and the day that cometh,
Oh, there's more. Read on.
shall burn them up.
Shall what?
Shall burn them up. Said the Lord of hosts.
No, saith me.
Said the Lord of hosts.
I went home and wrote this last night.
Said the Lord of hosts.
Saith the Lord of armies, man. Read this, King.
Isaiah 47 and verse 14. Behold, they shall be as stubble.
So what?
They shall be as stubble.
Hey, the Lord said you gotta get another witness, man. Read on.
The fire shall burn them. They,
What?
the fire shall burn them.
Fire shall burn them, and what up?
They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame.
The Lord said in that day, there's no firefighter, there's no Chicago fire department, man. There's none of that that's gonna be able to deliver them from the power of the flame, man. You ever seen Naruto? You ever seen Naruto, the anime? All right, come. Right, but for brothers that did, there's something called the Izanagi, man. The eternal fire that burned up the damn, that burned up the other people, man. And they was using it wickedly. But the Lord gonna do it righteously, man. He's gonna burn up people, and there's nobody gonna be delivering themselves from the power of the flame. This is from the hand of God, man. You see that? Read on.
There shall not be a call to warm air.
See that? Read what you got, King. What you got? What you got, King? Daniel 2 and 44.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2 and verse 44. And in the days of these kings.
In the what?
And in the days of these kings.
So look around you. In the days of these kings, Xi Jinping, right? Xi Jinping, Joe Biden, right? Putin. These are the days of these kings. These are your modern day kings. Read on.
Shall the God of heaven,
Shall what?
shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
So this kingdom that we're building right now is never going to be destroyed. So what they used to say, they give you insider information. You better get in before it actually blows up, man. You better get it. You better make the investment now. If you don't make the investment now, it's going to be too late, man. Read on.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
Right, this kingdom not going to be left to other people. Once we're on the world stage, that's it. There is no the Arabs got next. There is no the Chinese man got to rule the world. China got to get in there. You understand, King? You understand, King? What was your name? Hades? Hey, so you understand, Hades, that guess what? The kingdom that we're setting up right now shall never be destroyed, man. Read on. Si hispánicos escuchan las palabras de Jesucristo en los días. Mi familia. Right, read on.
But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms.
And it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, man. And that's what's going to happen when the Lord comes back. He's going to break in pieces, consume all these kingdoms. Sister, what's going on, sister? Brother, what's going on, King? Come back up here, King. We got to teach you something, King.
We didn't rush, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, Israelites according to the Bible. Go to Amos 4 and 12, go to Hosea 9 and 7. Go to Isaiah 43 and 13. Read that first. Isaiah 43 and 13. So, King, we telling you to come back to your God. You got a flyer? Brother will give you a flyer.
Bless you.
Right there, King. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 43 and verse 13. Yeah, before the day was I am he, and there is none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work.
What the Lord say?
I will work.
What we are you to do?
I will work. And who shall let
Who gonna stop the service of the Lord from coming out here, man? And working the work of God in these last days. Go to Hosea 9 and 7.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 9 and verse 7. The days of visitation are come.
What the Lord say?
The days of visitation are come.
What the Lord say?
The days of visitation are come.
The days of recompense are come. Israel shall know it.
Who gonna know it?
Israel shall know
Who
it.
gonna know it?
Israel shall know it. The prophet is a fool. The spiritual man is
And
mad.
our leaders are led us astray, and our leaders are crazy. Read what you got, King.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 4, verse 12. Therefore, thus will I do unto thee, O Israel, And because I will do this unto thee,
and because they're not going to be able to deliver themselves from the power of the flame, man. And because, hey, guess what? You got a lot of famine on the earth happening right now. You got a lot of riots happening on the earth right now, man. You got earthquakes happening back and forth, man. You got damn utility companies shutting down because there's too much oil spills, man. You got all these things happening on the earth. What the Lord say?
prepare to meet thy God.
What this brother got to do?
Prepare to meet thy God.
What people got to do?
Prepare to meet thy God.
Read it again.
Prepare to meet thy God. Oh Israel.
Oh, black.
Oh Israel.
Oh, Spanish.
Oh Israel.
Native American.
Oh Israel.
And with that, we say, Kom Yashala, Kom Yashala. Kom Yashala. Kom Yashala. Information, King. If you got any questions, man, then we got to